important to have those settings just perfectly so you know what to blame when you miss shots.
Exactly.
That's how I play.
So on point. That's exactly it. All right, third map, Hex. Now we're going to get into it. It's Assault. It's just run and gun. All the fights.
NYXL up 2-0. Of course, if they win this map, they will win the series and remain at the top of the Overwatch League to the surprise of absolutely no one. They've been a dominant force since they entered the league, ran into a rough meta in last year's playoffs and didn't take away the championship, looking to revenge that this year. And now we'll see as we go into Temple of Anubis.
Temple of Anubis, and hey, we get to see some Winston play now. At least on the side of the XL, they are going to be starting off on defense. They want that verticality. His leap allows him to get up to the high ground here, and so he could go ahead and just jump on top of the Defiant at any point in time.
Mano's going to be right outside this door, waiting for them to enter, get some entry damage right there. Nothing for free when you're playing NYXL. You want to pass the bridge, you got to go this way.
And it's sick.
And now he forces the re-rotation. Guess who's going to be a bouncer again, right outside the door.
It's sick. It's like first point Numbani. You just stay there. Hey, 6 guys for me to cleave down. I'm already at 46% on my ultimate. Thanks a bunch. So they're going to have to deal with that now. Defiant, he's going to go primal on them pretty soon. Nice crowd control there. A little bit of that space defense coming through. But Mono looking to go ahead and just try and establish a little bit of a point.
Now he's going to chase down supports. It's just the supports up there. Tanks on the low ground separated, but Meko is the first to fall. See if they can get a revenge kill. They do just that, and now the cleanup is there as the supports have to drop to the points. NYXL gets the kills that they need.
Yeah, and the big boss is still here. This is Spirit, at least.
This is really important to get these late kills because they need reinforcements of their own. Speaking of late kills, that is Pilot Diva's specialty. They're not going to do any damage. Envy's going to try to get out. Late kill on Envy, and now NYXL will be at full fighting force by the time it's time to defend again.
That's the thing. Use the stun. Buys you, just a little bit more. A little bit more time to delay things here for the Defiant. They get 1 tick, though. Permanent progress on the first point. So they got that to work with here, Hex. 2 minutes on the clock, and we're going to find out. Can they get the other 2 ticks and start pushing to that second point? I like it.
Some stats can be talked about as coincidence, but winning 22 out of 23 team fights when Nane gets the first kill, that's just a pattern, right? That's just absolutely bears weight right there. Rotation comes to the high ground.
Shows the depth in the roster. Hey, you want to worry about Jonak? Nane's going to wreck you. Other way around, which way do you turn? Who do you deal with? The answer is you don't. The New York, they deal with you. You're out of this fight. Nane on the high ground right now. Just go ahead and let him know that he is present, and just wait and bide your time until Jonak finds a headshot.
Jonak takes out his opposing number as Neko will fall. Jonak's syndrome for Neko. Dying to the hands of his self-destructs down. Graviton's down. It is a fiesta of ultimates on the point, but it is all blue in the kill feed. NYXL holds strong. They shut out Houston on this map, so this is not surprising that NYXL's first point defense is at this level.
That's the thing. What do you do when, Mono, his shield bubble is down. Cool, throw the self-destruct in. Oh, wait, there's a perfectly timed sound barrier thrown in by Anamo to keep everybody alive. Bonus HP making all the difference, and New York Excel once again showing that they are masters of every aspect of the game. And Mono, once again, gonna get that cleave going. Now he's got Primal online. And we get to see, are the Defiant going to be able to manage to get a successful offense rolling here? 55 seconds on the clock. And still, once again, forced into the same area. And then once again, we lose Neko.
Yakpun's going to have Shatter, but what are you going to shatter? Everybody's on a different plane of verticality here. It's going to be difficult to try to set this up.
Oh, man. What is he going to do? He can't float his way through that choke point.
I think Mono's going to try to spawn camp.
Yeah. How do you get back into the fight if you're Zenyatta? Look, Mono is waiting for him. He's just watching this angle. Like,
Neko's going to try to get back in, but he's just waiting. Mono's not going to let them have their Zenyatta play. Neko! Oh, no.
Oh, man, that's so painful. Might have to go for the Zenyatta just to get in here at some point because the rest of his team, they're going to be dying. He did manage to rejoin, but it's looking good here. Mono able to cut off Ivy from the rest of the team. Really trying to crank the pressure up here. And so far, the defense holds for the New York XL, although we've lost Nana. This may be a touch on XL getting a bit ahead of themselves. They will get wiped out in the end, playing games, and this time they got bitten.
The statistics do bear out that if you lose Zarya in your team fights, you're generally not going to win it. Last week, the number was sitting at about 6% as we readjust our statistics. But the bottom line is, even if you're not very good with numbers, like myself, losing Zarya in team fights equal bad. That's as simple as I can make it.
That's basically it. If the pink hair gets trimmed, it's game over. Fully charged up Ivy now. Mono cannot keep that shield up. He's going to get melted, and as soon as it goes down, Grav is in. We will have the self-destructs getting chucked into the mix. And, well, we will get a DMAC on Meko, but so far it's on the Defiant right now, trying to hold it out. Anamo throws in the sound barrier, and Nana's still alive. He's still going to be cranking out the hurt.
As Zarya down for their squad, and defense is always in a good position. Getting 1 or 2 kills can usually solidify your defensive position because your respawn is right behind that wall. You're going to reinforce way better. Finally, a decent shatter. Where's the follow-up? A nice block charge from Mono there.
There you go with the plays. Sound barrier gets committed, and we have a couple of kills here for the Defiant. New York, once again, have to stay focused. Job's not over until you've got the W. And now it's on Anamo. They are trying to back off here in New York and trying to contest one at a time. They will remove Meko. Just trying to buy time for the rest of the team to respawn here on New York's side.
But they want to buy a little bit of time to get the Graviton out here. Now this is a fight they think they can take. A charge comes through, and with 2 people down there, doesn't even matter what that self-destruct was going to do. The NYXL able to deflect this attack. However, they did give up 57%, of course, in assault maps or control maps, or rather hybrid maps. Every 33% is permanent. You may hear the term tick. That's what we're referring to.
Yeah, top of your screen there. Tough break there for the Defiant. It really did look like they had XL on the ropes, but once again, XL resilient as always. Mono with the shatter waiting at the door, the big bouncer ready to check some IDs. Defiant though, let's see, they're just deciding to, you know what, if we can't go through the front door, we're going to go through the back. Just going for the wraparound, straight out onto the point, still a choke point, and once again, New York in position to deal with this.
Just going to take the side. Now it's all about fighting around this corner here. You see Mono just waiting for him to come in. We'll do just that before they engage. New York knows exactly how much ground to give. Mono's hit huge shatter so far this game.
There's the opening.
There's another.
So sick, and the follow-up is there. Nana going to go ahead and wipe them out now. Rest of New York collapsing on the Defiant, and the Defiant's going to get rolled, sent back to spawn. Not going to be the team kill by the looks of it, although New York not going to show any fear.
It's a masterclass in Reinhardt play. This is ridiculous. Mono is playing so well. King's Row, he was hitting every shatter. He was blocking every shatter. Down to the minor mechanical plays of charging into a charging Reinhardt so that you both fall down.
Yes.
Taking bullets for your team, staying alive, finishing kills. Anything you want your Rhine to do, Mono's been doing. It's been perfect. It's been beautiful.
He's at the top of the Rhine food chain right now, at least. Demonstration. And well, oh, nice fire strike. Once again, he's up to 60% on his shatter. He may have a shatter again in just a couple swipes. Let's see. Push is ready to go through, but the grab is here. Envy just waiting, and he just backs around the corner. Split second opening there for Nane to take advantage of, and he will do so. Big boom goes down, and once again, full wipe for the Defiant.
And
you know, you got to praise Mono with that Earth Shatter, right? You know, he catches Young Pug just ever so slightly out of position. Oh, Envy goes around the corner, boom, instant grab. Nane just does not miss a beat.
It's crazy how efficient New York has been. That was only 2 ultimates that they had to use. On the other side of things, though, well, there's another play. It's ridiculous.
Crouching Rhine, hidden shatter. Doesn't quite manage to get the follow-up on it, but it will stumble, and it will cost the Defiant valuable time. Self-destruct gets thrown in. No kills off the back of it, though. Ivy just needs to stay alive at this point. It's going to be the Zarya v Zarya fight here. Who gets to stay alive to keep that damage going? Main damage dealers for their teams, and Ivy right in the thick of it. 50% on the next grab. We'll see if they survive that long. Yakpung out of the fight already, and that's not going to help things here for the Defiant. Looking like the XL will be able to hold.
Got to get out on the point. Diva's demacked. It's just Lucio's going to be able to get around here. Once you clean up that Lucio, it should just about be a successful defense. No one alive for Toronto to bring it in. And I love what New York did there. Toronto came into that final fight with 6 ultimates up. Absolutely everything. Everything that they had. New York finds the flank and then makes them use ultimates just to get into position to fight. It's very reminiscent of like Hanamura, where you have to use ults just for the privilege of being able to fight for that final point.
That balcony, man, that balcony.
But they make them use ultimates outside, so then when you're on the point actually making progress, you have less to use. And New York says the longer this goes on, the better, because we get picks and we have spawn advantage. So forcing the fight outside the gates on Final Anubis. Really, really impressive stuff from New York across the board. It's kind of hard to tell where Toronto team is as far as power rankings go, because like it's just New York.
That's the thing. They're just showing that they're still this efficient killing machine. I mean, those guys are all chuckling. This is just another day in the office for them. End of that point. we flip to player cams, they're all laughing their heads off. There's no pressure on these guys right now. They've got it all figured out. They have the individual skill as well as the team play. It's all on the Defiant now to figure out some form of answer on the defense. It's not looking like they're going to go for anything different either on the Defiant side. No back, pocket plays here.
The top left of your screen, center left as it is, 57.3% is the progress on the second point. So for New York to win this map, they have to take first point, obviously. Then second point, they only need to get above that percentage. So a very difficult task for the Toronto defense incoming here. Let's see what New York has on their offense on Anubis. Seems like we're going to have very similar compositions on both sides.
It's looking like it. 3-3 again. Coming through here for both teams. Excel pausing a moment. But we will have everybody gathered up once again, and they are just going to go straight through the point. Are we going to get a knock on an attempt to put them out of position here, perhaps? It was a try coming in from Roki, but to no avail, and they will be able to back off Excel and stay alive. So now on to the high ground. And they're just like, you want to play this game with us? No, we'll send the Zarya in first to just melt your face. Get out of here.
Now they're going to try to jump in as Yakpeng a little out of position to deny the entry for free on the bridge. New York with the excellent rotation. Another jumping in Winston, trying to get some damage done, and already Primal up, so pretty decent Winston play.
Yeah, Yakpeng played that well. Once again with the Winston cleave, gets that Primal online so quickly. Excel, however, doing a good job of zoning him out. Yakpeng had to try and play that a little defensively, kind of cut off from his supports. And there it is once again. Who do you need to kick off the party? It's Jonak with a headshot. Libero there to follow it up, and the Defiant now, it's not looking good. They're going to get rolled over here. XL, everybody's still alive. Ult's coming online, and now they get the point. Oh, man, Jonak.
It happened on the last round of this map as well. Jonak, blue arrow towards Neko means that he hit headshots onto the opposing Zenyatta. Zenyatta's a bit fragile, not going to survive through too many headshots there. And now we've got what we call the snowball potential here. NYXL is in position to use their teamfight win to have more ultimates and push this all the way on their first push. They've got 6.5 minutes, Sam.
6.5 minutes to work with for half a point of progress. All the ults online. Nearly got the 6-pack here. We do have the rally getting thrown in, but once again, Envy getting caught out. No D-Matrix to worry about, and so that means that the grab can go through. Self-destruct over the top. Shield in position just barely, but it will cost Yakpeng his life. And New York really taking the fight to the Defiant now. Defiant getting pinned into the corner, pushed off the point itself. And this is going to set New York up for a first tick of progress. It does look like it.
Wow.
I mean, what can Envy do?
He
gets taken for a ride.
Is there anything more frightening than a 300 HP Jonak with armor and shields? The rally on him, untouched. New York, a flawless execution on Temple of Anubis.
They truly are a remarkable beast of a team. Monsters. But we will have a fourth map. Playing through all the map types here. So the fourth map after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.
back from the break, everybody. Man in question on your screen right now, a literal god Hex. Jonak, the most dominant force in Overwatch.
I mean, does that just strike you as the deadliest man in all of Overwatch? Because it is. It really is right there. Sipping on the blue. I mean, they even have team-colored beverages on stage. Like, that's the coordination that gets going there. But this is it. Neko kind of looked up to Jonak. Every Zenyatta looked up to Jonak, our MVP from our 2018 Overwatch League season. But, oh, man, those are not good numbers for Neko.
It's on an individual level, right? You know, this is a team game. There's a whole bunch of questions in terms of the support that Jonak gets. We were highlighting that going into this match, but those are still bonkers differences. Neko's got some ground to cover if he wants to live up to his idol. A little bit of work to do there.
Well, we have one more map to do it, of course. NYXL has won the series. They are 3-0, but we have a lot of tie-breaking scenarios now that we have 20 teams in the Overwatch League, so we have to play out every map. Map differential is going to matter. I'd be stunned if stage playoffs don't come down to map differential at some point. So we gotta play it all the way out.
Yeah, 2018, we finally learned how to use an abacus.
Yeah,
it was
I didn't. I did not.
No, I didn't either.
I skipped that
It's
meeting.
a nice thing to say, right? Because it's really visual, right? Like we're counting points, and that's exactly what we had to do to figure out who was going to the playoffs. So, guys, it's going to be more of that. We do have subs coming through here, however. So, Arc making an appearance, subbing in for Anamo.
This is one of the benefits of NYXL dominating their matchups is they can actually use these fourth maps, which probably not going to matter for NYXL. They're going to get to the playoffs. They're undefeated so far. They can bring in fan favorites like the man Said Bjorby.
With the hair.
Subbing in for Libero, of course. It was just not his meta. He's, of course, a god-tier Tracer player, but Tracer hasn't been played a lot. We'll see what they want to run as our next map is Dorado. I don't believe NYXL has played Dorado yet this year, so perhaps some interesting strats here, but all blue on the left side, and NYXL can afford to give a map away if they so choose, although the competitive spirit in them will not really allow it.
Absolutely not. You never give anything away for free, Hex. Even if you are messing around, it's like they're subs,
right.
But it's still Civil we're talking about here. It's still Arc.
Well, and Toronto's got to get their mind right, too, on Dorado. They're 0-2 on Dorado so far. It's not looked great for them, so now you have to just kind of bounce back. Yes, you lost the series, but maps are going to matter. Toronto only falls to 2-2 very much in the stage playoff picture.
So, moving into it, New York as the home team will be starting off on the defense, right side of your screen, and Toronto Defiant on the offense. Hey, let's just get some Genji. Why not? All the damage.
Oh, did you bring in Sapiolbi just to play Brigitte?
No.
Bummer.
Come on. Well, we could have hoped. We can always hope. Hope springs eternal, so I hear Hex. But some Tracer play someday.
We'll see. Defensively, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. It gets some time, playing time. Although, I don't think it's a team that you really need to put on stage so they can get used to it or nerves. Like, these are some of the most veteran Overwatch players in the existence of the world.
And, well, you guys got your hopes up. All for naught. There will be no flashy play here. It will be 3-3. Going right at each other.
NYXL's so savage, they're even crushing hopes of the viewers.
The community. There you go. Well, as far as Arc is concerned, he will be subbing in on the Lucio. But you're right, we will get no Tracer play from Seviobi. It will be Brigitte. And it will be the Defiant making it up to the Arch. Kind of standard stuff so far, at least. Now going to be New York. Actually, kind of breaking the mold, though. They're going to go ahead and take the fight to him. Not going to let the Defiant get comfortable. Excel just going right into it. They nearly pick up a kill, but Roki is able to hang on there.
It's kind of a thing in nearly every sport that if your opponent wants to do something, don't let them.
Yeah.
Just deny whatever they want to do. Wherever they want to be, don't let them do that.
If he wants to live, do that too. Deny him that as well.
Deny him the very breath of life. First kill comes in for NYXL as they will push Toronto Defiant back to their spawn point.
See, I needed like a good deep voice though, because it would really be like the XL spirit, just like you chose to defy me, and this is what you get. So there you have it, 3-0, brutal beatdown, and Defiant looking for more. High ground challenge, not quite going to pay off, and this is going to be really tough here for the Defiant because now they got to figure out a way. How do we get this payload past the Arch, past this choke point? You're choosing one choke point for another. Jonak is still just like scoping it out as well. He's off on his own looking for headshots.
The rotations have been so good for NYXL. Every time Toronto's trying to push one way and then another, NYXL is just right in the correct position.
There's the graph. Sees the opening. No D-Matrix to cancel it out once again. Nene trying to provide the opening here for his team. Stellar going to get overwhelmed instantly. Sound barrier just a split second too late. Counter grab gets thrown in here by the Defiant. No follow-up possible by the looks of things, but they are getting a little bit of progress on that payload.
Yeah, just the tiniest bits. And after all of the ultimates are used, Sound Barrier is still up for NYXL. Also have Rally, so 2 support ultimates available.
Don't do that to him, Trout.
Yakpung dies before he's able to hit the Earth Shatter. Toronto back to the drawing board with nearly 90 seconds remaining.
So, I mean, you got to give it to Nene. There was a lot of focus on Mono earlier, and obviously always on Jonak. But you know, he's not missing any grabs, Hex.
Yep.
Every time, it's just like, oh, don't even need to care about this D matrix. I'm going to put it exactly where I want it to be.
As a new addition to the roster this year, he's definitely proved his worth. Yet to see some Flower play. Bit of a pause on screen there, which means we very likely have a technical issue that we'll try to work out here. We don't really allow timeouts or pauses just for the sake of things, so something must have broken.
Scoot over, Hex, just a second. You see?
Yeah.
Admin right there.
Yeah.
I turned around to see who had the issue. And that's the beauty of us being out here now, Hex. We're not in that closet anymore. We're out here on the stage. I can turn around and count all the players, see who's laughing, see who's smiling.
So, yeah, last year we used to be under the bleachers, under the stadium, essentially casting from the closet. Now we're in the caster's nest. So we always say, we don't just call it the casting room. That's boring. We had caster's closet, where the teams would walk out through us.
It was cozy. It was dark.
It was.
It was dark.
I mean, like I liked it because I'm a loner, and it reminded me of my life and my introvertedness being in the closet. But you know, now we're out amongst the people here. Maybe Arc working on some technical issues so far, but I mean, just to set up where we're at in the map right now, this is not where you want to be held. It's very early on Dorado.
Yeah.
Every inch of progress counts, and they're about to get full held here with just over a minute, I believe, going. I mean, there's not a whole lot of time left for Toronto to find something here. Buck 17 on the clock as we resume.
Glad to see that Arc, you know, keeping mindful, staying hydrated. Bit stressful up on the stage. Want to make sure that you got all your fluids, your vital fluids. And well, NY, you know, once again, just giving ground. Oh, nice knock on the positioning there. An opening. Well played on Roki's part to try and start things off there for the Defiant. He nearly catches the XL out. XL, though, too quick. Able to react in time, keeping themselves alive. And Nene in the perfect position to melt this shield. Yakpung dropping so low. Somehow survives, though, with the help of his team.
Mono does go down, and that should open things up. A desperation self-destruct comes up over the top. A nice block there from Yakpung. And right now, Toronto finally finds a crack in the armor here, able to push NYXL back. Ivy with a lot of charge. NYXL looks like they have designs on coming back in to stall this one out. They do.
Never say die. That's the name of the game here. Grab goes in. They are not concerned. There it is, the shatter, though. The stun perfectly timed. Well played on Stellar's part, it looked like. Managing to drop that shield in the nick of time for the bomb to go off and to keep his team in this fight. 2.5 minutes on the clock now for the Defiant to get to this payload to the second point.
NYXL had a pretty good idea there that they were going to go in and either win the fight or try to drain some ultimates out of the Toronto Defiant there. But Toronto does a good job of maintaining a few. They've got 2 support ultimates in Brigida's Rally and Sound Barrier from Roki. And Neko should be able to get there as well. So NYXL really just needs to fight and force out ultimates. They should know they need to reset their economics. Or their economy, rather.
Always the driving force. And well, you hear it, the rallies going through here from the Brigidas. So beefing up the team, adding armor as well. Neko going to be happy for that support. He nearly got killed there, but he is able to survive a while longer. Both support ultimates online, still here for the Defiant. And now we've got the grab as well. XL, though, they're getting out there.
Trouble.
They're dropping so low, and they're going to throw in the grab regardless. Perhaps a little off on the timing there, considering they got the kill to kick things off. So perhaps maybe a moment where perhaps you're wishing you had that back.
Well, they have won most of the team fights in which Nene gets the opening kill, but I don't even know if I qualify that as a team fight, more of a skirmish. They're going to wait for Mono to get back here, see if he's got a magic shatter in his pocket. He's at 90% on that charge.
He has been doing an excellent job. Exactly, trying to position himself behind. Ivy has other ideas in mind, however. Stun is there, everything thrown in, and the quad goes off. Big boom there for the Defiant, and they will succeed in picking up the second point.
I'm trying to find the silver lining for New York in that one, but they use support ultimates to find with just a great combination. Grab, self-destruct, shatter. You expect the kills that they got to come out of that one. Looks really nice there. And after being held rather handily on the first point, they've just been rolling through second point. New York's been unable to reset ultimates.
They're looking sharp, that's for sure. Defiant now gonna go through. Perhaps that's the strategy for Excel, though. You know, they put in some of the players. Well, we'll get into that later, I'm sure, Hex, because right now it is going to be Defiant. Once again, poking. Excel giving ground, just barely. And so long as Ivy is alive, Excel have to be on their guard. Grav is about to come online, as I'm sure they're aware, and we will get the Grav on the side of New York. Nene going to go ahead and throw it in. No follow-up, although it looks like Yakpun got taken for a ride there. But we did not see the Wombo combo with Mako.
They finally get a kill, and the Defiant are just going to go back and reset here with 90 seconds remaining to try to push that payload all the way to the end. NYXL has Shatter. Last Shatter got absolutely nothing. See if Mono can redeem himself that one, but Ivy with a Graviton. It'll be interesting to see if they want to hold it to try to combo with Envy self-destruct. At 64%, I mean, you'll get there before the map ends, but do you want to take 2 fights or 1 is the question.
Yeah, do you want to put all your eggs in one basket as well? And he's doing a good job of getting the energy going. Thinking he's just going to wait. Self-destruct. Not quite there yet. 75% and counting here for Envy, who is doing his darndest to get it up online. And Jonak, you know, just off on his own, running his own mission. Will get some support, it looks like, from Arc. And so New York steadily giving ground, but making him fight the entire way through. Once again, a monster shatter getting thrown in by Mono. And Jonak there pounces like a leopard.
So close to being able to bring that back, but now, even if they didn't want to before, they have been patient enough, the Toronto Defiant, to have the giant combo left. This will be the last fight of the map, win or lose.
20
as the
seconds.
Ominous music would imply.
You can feel the tension mounting here for the Defiant. They hear the music too. They know what's coming. They got to get on that point, and they got to stay alive this time. They have to win this fight. And so out into it, Ivy. No energy on his side, so he's not going to be too happy about this. Needs to find the opportunity to start charging it up. And there's the Grav. Counter Grav thrown in. Self-destructs all over the place. The counter Grav, however, it does look like got eaten. And the self-destruct over the top. Envy will find success in the end.
I mean, and to be the team captain for Toronto, wants to set an example for the younger players. What better example than never say die? He's brought back a couple of these fights that look darn near unwinnable. The last fight that was going to happen on Dorado. New York's going to try to come out and stall this one out. They do just barely get there.
Arc doing the best he can. Tough target to take down efficiently, and so they're focusing on the big beefier ones. Mono with the shields getting knocked back. Nane needs to get in here to focus. Trying to stay alive, but he's dropping so low, and without the support here to keep him alive, this is not looking hot here for New York. This is all just about trying to stall it out one at a time. And the Defiant will find a third point.
I wish I could have stalled out a little longer, because in their stall out, Savioli switched to Tracer, which would have been great to see.
That is... It's so tough, too, because we saw that stat earlier that Captain Planet put out.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, he used to be the big instigator. It's like, yeah, but he plays Brigida now.
Yeah, Captain Planet, of course, our stat guy. Whenever you see one of those really clever things on the lower third of your screen, that is Ben Troutman, a.k.a. Captain Planet. Been doing stats since before the Overwatch League existed.
He just swims along, cruises through that river of data, plucks out the relevant bits, and puts it on our screens for us. The man is a hero. Right. And, well, in this case...
So, I mean, you were talking about the substitutions they made, and I think it is really important to get these guys playing time in this kind of composition where it's so team-reliant. Mm-hmm. It's so much about, my teammate did this, now I do this, without thinking about it, without flooding the comms with it. So just knowing your timings to be in there in case someone gets sick, someone gets hurt, and someone gets traded, who knows? I don't think the NYXL have any plans on that. And now we'll see if NYXL wants to run something a little bit different, because on offenses, you have the freedom to play around a little bit. Try an interesting composition. If it doesn't work, you can go right back to spawn and switch it up. Some teams have tried running a Pharah on this first point, for example. There's a lot of interesting stuff you can do. I would actually be kind of bummed out if NYXL just start running 3-3 here. But
yeah, because they have a chance. They could just go ahead and change it up. They've already won the series. It's just about this one map right now. And they aren't even running their main roster, and so they could always say, hey, you know, we were just experimenting. We were just trying stuff out. You know, we lost it. Whatever.
NYXL
That's not what a team that should be dominating, you know, should do in the end. And so it looks like they are going to take it seriously, at least at the start.
They led the league in 4-0s last year, though, so yeah. NYXL usually closes out series, but for For the moment, they're going to have an Orisa and a Roadhog.
Nope,
and
they're not
never mind.
Hex. No, they're not Hex.
Boos rain down here at the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles. Boos
There
from
you
NYXL fans who are mad that they're going to run 3-3.
Are you going to get 3-3? That's it, exactly what's going to happen here. And, well, SBB getting caught out. I mean, he was looking for the recall. You know, he was looking for that button. He's like, oh, no, it's not that. Oh, I'm dead.
I love our fans. I feel like we're on the same wavelength. It's like, you won. Come on, put on a show. Be entertaining.
How dare you?
Not to say 3-3 is
How
not
dare
entertaining.
you, Hex?
You know.
Heathen! Ivy, he's doing his thing. Just chucking grenades at shields. And the XL now just kind of floating along on the payload. Doing what they can. Hoping to knock somebody out of position. It looks like they get Yakpung in the corner there, but it's not going to be enough, especially considering they've lost their Zarya. They've lost the main source of damage, although it's fun. I say that when Jonak's on the team.
Jonas.
Kind of used to saying that, you know, because other Zaryas, but Jonak is, you know, he's an exception. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, so far, a very good hold for Toronto here. And I think this map is important for him. I already mentioned the record on Dorado, 0-2 so far. Which means they probably won't be playing a ton of Dorado throughout the rest of the stage, but it's something you still got to figure out why this is happening to you. Toronto has been very aggressive on this defense, holding right around the corner. NYXL has found no way in. Mono's got a shatter.
Yeah, and for once he actually whiffs it just right into the shields. Thought he saw the opening. He's going to pay with his life. Rest of the Defiant collapsing on the remainder of Excelsior, and they are going to get wiped out. Relegated back to spawn.
Counter Shatter came in. Very nice from Yakpung there. Stellar also used the rally, which is a little questionable sometimes. A rally was one of those ults that gets up there because by the time they fight next, you would think, or New York could force that armor to be decayed off of them.
Well, once again, right back into it. Shields galore, all the barriers, all the grabs, and this time Roki's gonna go up in flames. Big explosion goes off though, and we will get 2 tanks knocked out of the fight here for the XL.
Last second charge on Anamo left him defenseless. He will get destructed. And still NYXL having a hard time getting around this first point.
I mean, Rogi as well, he's nearly back in here. With the speed boost, he's going to be rocketing back into the fight. Sure enough, here he is. And so, back up to a full complement on the Defiant side. Need to get Ivy topped up again. Do not want him losing his energy. And so far, they're doing a fantastic job here. The Defiant, a minute left on the clock, and the XL have hardly made any progress at all.
Well, the XL needed to take this map seriously because it's the first time they've been playing Dorado. And you're going to have to play it probably again throughout this stage, and it's just looked really bad.
Could this be a case of specialists, you know, that
Maybe
they're bringing SBB and Art,
yeah.
right? Because they've only been playing Dorado, but then the rest of the roster, if they haven't been fracking, you know, is that an effective strategy?
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you bring them in just for a specific map on the same heroes, unless they have a different strategy they just don't want to show yet. That's a very NYXL thing to do, to not give up their strategies when it doesn't really matter.
Bags of sand come to mind. And though he does see the opening here. Now is the sound barrier thrown in. Perfect timing. Although as I say that, it's not going to be good enough. Sound barrier looked like it would be the difference maker, but it was a hair too soon. Wore off as the self-destruct went boom.
There's the horn. That's a team kill. The charge at the last second gets him out of the way, and teams have become so good at that combination. Rhines and Lucio's doing the yeoman's work of putting that shield out of position, knocking everyone down, giving all the credit to D.Va, but it's a great kill icon. Little bunny ears.
All about it. All about it. Mega looking over the top, trying to find some way to work around the shields. That's the thing, though. The Defiant, they get blown up, they lose that fight. They're still here in time, and we are in overtime for the XL, trading tanks once again to kick things off. Key thing is that the Zaryas are still in this fight, however. So the source of damage is still present for both of these rosters. Meko dropping dangerously low, though. Needs to get topped up. The good focus here from Ivy. And while this is a fight, it's a must-win for XL. They've got their backs to the wall, and that overtime wick, you saw how quick it is. If they leave that payload for a second, they're going to be done. The hold comes through for the Defiant, and they will save their honor in the end, Hex. They pick up 1 map in the series.
A small moral victory for the Toronto Defiant, who now are 2-2 in the league. Pretty good standing. Still not sure where they go, but they hung with New York pretty close. on a couple of those maps. Anubis was completely one-sided. Dorado, they end up picking up the win, but it's hard to really put stock in that because the NYXL are so good that they can bring in players who haven't played yet this season and just kind of give away maps. They were dominant as always. Mono, Mako, like, I don't know, pick a name out of